Hi, my name is Petra Gant, and I used to do homeless ministry for over 10 years in downtown San Diego. When I first started doing this thing, I did not think I could handle it because it just broke my heart to see the homeless people on the street sleeping literally on the ground. But God had different plans for me. He really did. I wound up writing a book about it, and I want to talk about this a little bit. I went out every weekend feeding between 40 and 60 people. The ministry completely changed my life. While doing this ministry, I've never thought about writing a book. But since the homeless are in the news a lot lately, I see how people talk about them. I felt the need to write about it. Today, I kind of want to read just one chapter from this book to you. And I'm going to start right in the middle of the chapter. The chapter is called Reuben. That particular day, one of the homeless guys named Daniel helped me hand out food because I had a lot of food to share that day. I also had a bunch of Bibles with me, Bibles in which I wrote a little personal note to each of them. Each note was different. After handing out more than half of the food, Daniel and I approached a woman who sat on the street. I asked if she was hungry and if she would like some food. Oh yes, she wanted food. I also told her that I had some Bibles, and if she would like one, she could have one. But she said that she already had one. Next to her was someone all covered up with a large blanket, seemingly already asleep. Our conversation caused him to toss the blanket aside, and he sat up. And he looked at me saying, "It is you. It is you." I was not sure that I knew him, and I was not sure what was going on, but I said, "Yeah, it's me, all right." And I smiled. He began to cry. Well, I knelt down next to him, and I grabbed his shoulder. I was really not sure what to say, but I mumbled, "I am sorry. How can I help?" He looked at me, and his face was wet with tears. He was sobbing, and I mean really sobbing. It took a little bit before he was able to speak. Yesterday, I was so sick of it. I was sick of everything. I told myself that I'm going to end it all. Today was the day. But then I thought I should have one more good meal. So I went to Church Without Walls. They always had good food out there. And there you were. You gave me a Bible. You gave it to me and said that God loved me. I just laughed, but I took the book. I did remember him now. He did laugh, and it was a dismissive laugh. But he took the Bible. I also remembered that I prayed a silent prayer that he may read the Bible, even if it's just a few verses. I prayed that God would show up in a mighty way. "I remember you now," I told him, and he continued. I did not look at the Bible. It was just a Bible. But there was this handwritten note. He began to cry again. He grabbed his Bible and handed it to me. I opened it, and it said, "Tomorrow is a new day, and a new day is a new beginning." Now I felt tears in my eyes. I looked at him. He asked if he could have a hug. Oh, yes. I hugged him. I could feel him still crying. After a while, I hear him whisper, "Thank you. Thank you so much. I wanted to kill myself yesterday. You, the Bible, this little message, it changed my mind." I was thinking about the time I wrote little messages in those Bibles. I prayed that God would give me the words to write, and that God would make sure that the Bible with the right message would reach someone who needs it. I felt so close to God that very moment. He is in the details. He made sure that this Bible got into the right hands and at the right moment. God saved his life. He used me as his tool. I felt honored and humbled at the same time. Even now, after all these years, I get teary-eyed when I'm typing this. He told me his name was Reuben, and we talked. Daniel cleared his throat, and I looked at him. He offered to just hand out the food alone while I sat here with my new friend. I gladly took him up on that. Reuben told me about his life. He had a wife, a nice place where he lived, pretty much a perfect life, he called it. He had a job that was not too great, but it paid the bills. And then there was this car accident. A drunk driver hit him so hard that most of his bones in his body were broken. And he had all kinds of internal injuries. He was in the hospital for many months. His job was gone. Shortly thereafter, the insurance ran out. His wife did not want to deal with this, and she left him, took all their stuff with her. So when he was released from the hospital, he had nothing and no one. He was literally on the street. He fell into a deep depression and stayed on the street. Everything seemed useless and worthless to him. And eventually, he decided to die. We sat there and talked for a couple of hours. I asked him, what is he going to do now? He told me that he does have a brother in Seattle and that he will catch a bus or a train and try to get there. Later, I prayed for him a long, heartfelt prayer. We hugged goodbye, and I never saw Reuben again. But later, I also found out that he indeed went to Seattle. And I pray that God just cleared the street out and the way out for him. Well, this is just a short chapter out of the book, and I hope that you got curious enough to look into this book, maybe even buy a copy. It does not cost a lot of money. I did not write this book to make money. I wanted it to get the message out to people that homeless people are people like you and me. If you wish to buy the book, however, I'm posting a little link to the Amazon where you can buy it. And I hope indeed that you will share this link and this video so this message can go out. This is what the book looks like. And if you buy it and get it and read it, I pray that it will change your life much like it changed mine. Thank you for watching this video.